going on YouTube? It's your boy, Seth the Lawn Surgeon, and today we're going to be talking about equipment, commercial versus residential. Fun fact, when I first started my business, I did not realize there was commercial versus residential equipment. Like a lot of y'all out there, and so I'm going to share my experiences with equipment and things I think you have to go commercial with, and things I think you can get away with using residential equipment. Also, I got a couple of new things to show you guys, so you already know what time it is. Tipsy talk. Alright people, we are back with another Tipsy Talk. And for those who are new, you don't know that I like to snack sometimes. Just got off work, made some taquitos. So, it's a laid back environment, people. Go with the flow. If you got a drink, you got a snack, sit back. This video is going to be about your setup. It's going to be about you equipment, right? A subject people love to talk about. People love to talk about, always ask me what type of equipment I'm going to be buying new. And I don't buy a lot of equipment. I might go over my setup and my mindset on things, which you might get an idea of my mindset about equipment in this video. But I like to have the bare minimum, you know. It confuses me, it mind boggles me when I see like a guy in a truck and he's by himself and he's riding around with like 3 mowers, 5 backpack blowers, 10 trimmers on one trailer. I'm like, bro, like, why do you need all that equipment, bro? It's just you. Are you meeting like a football team to help you cut grass, you know? And there's none of the people out there that's driving around with enough equipment to for a football team. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not me. One thing I want to talk about backpack blowers. I saw this a couple of times this week. Not gonna say any names, but shout out to all those people. There were multiple people. People buying new backpack blowers right now. You know, and my thing is, I'm not saying you can't buy backpack blowers, but out of all times of the year, why are you buying a backpack blower right now? Unless you're doing cleanups, you know what I mean? Like, and then they're buying the most expensive backpack blowers, $500–600 backpack blowers. I'm gonna tell y'all a story about my backpack blower, me and my backpack blower experience. I first bought my house, like 2008, 2007. I know people, long-time subscribers, heard this story. I had a Poland. Think about it, 2008, 2009, and then I didn't start my business till like 2012. So 2012 to 2014, I was using that same Poland I had got that I was using in my yard. It was a handheld. And so in 2014, I said, well, I need to get a backpack blower. I see everybody online having backpack blowers, and I need to get me a backpack blower. I want to get a backpack blower. So I went out and bought a backpack blower. It was great. You know, I started doing more cleanups, leaf blowing. It was great for that. But what started to get annoying to me was when I go to like a customer's house and I would be finished up the yard and I'd be blowing and they gotta come out asking me a question. And I'm like, huh? So now I got called for the blower. Oh, when will you be back? I'm like, bro, you could have texted me that. And I tell them, now I gotta take the backpack blower off my back, restart it, you know, and it was just kind of annoying. And then when I'm hedging bushes, getting that backpack blower, like trying to squeeze behind the bush, you know, because it's only on the right hand. I can't switch it. That was kind of annoying. And you know, just for everyday lawn mowing, a backpack blower was just not conducive for me. But that was all I had for years. That was the only blower I had for years. Till in about 2017, I think, when BJ started working with me. That's when I started playing around with buying the little cheap blowers. Like, you know, I think I had a Poland, I got a Troy Bilt at a certain time, and you know, all of those crapped out on me. So I just said, alright, I'm gonna spend extra money, I'm gonna get a Husqvarna handheld. So that's what I have now. I have a Husqvarna 150 BT and I have a Husqvarna handheld one, whatever the name of that is. But yeah, I got the lowest backpack blower for, I think there's a lower one than the 150 BT, but it's down there. And then I have the regular handheld, and those are the two best blowers for me. You don't need a backpack blower to blow grass off a sidewalk. That's essentially what you're doing all summer, and that's what I was kind of alluding to. Why are people buying backpack blowers right now? Like, is that what your business needs right now, is backpack blowers, you know? And so, but like I said, you need to replace your equipment, you know. But every time I go out mowing and I see somebody using a backpack blower just to blow off one sidewalk, it's like, why don't they just get a handheld? It doesn't make sense to me. And it did make sense to me back in the day. Like I said, I was using a backpack blower, but over time, for me getting the experience, it started to make sense to me. So, my opinion about the different brands of blowers, all of them work. You know, Echo, Steel, whatever one you want to use, I would just suggest. The key thing is, it's your business. I'm gonna repeat this a lot of times in this Tipsy talk. Your business. I want you to repeat it after me. Your business. Matter of fact, not only do I want you to repeat it after me, I want you to type it in the comments section, because I'm the type of person that it helps me remember stuff when I write it down or I type it. So everybody that's hearing me right now, comment your business. Or no matter of fact, comment my business, your business, whatever. When I started off, I was looking at other people's setups on YouTube, and I'm like trying to emulate that. I'm trying to that's the same reason I bought my first backpack blower, when I necessarily really didn't need a backpack blower, because I really wasn't doing leaf cleanups. I still to this day really don't do leaf cleanups. Sometimes I do leaf cleanup. I was using it the other day where I did need it. But the reason why I say it's your business, you choose what you want to do. If you don't want to do leaf cleanups, then you don't do leaf cleanups. So with that being said, you can choose what kind of equipment that you might need. The next thing I can talk about is mowers. But before I talk about mowers, we're gonna go. I got some new headphones, and I'm gonna talk about my old headphones and my new headphones, and then we're gonna come back and we'll talk about mowers. Yes, sir. Alright guys, these are my two headphones. These right here are my skull candies. I got these years ago when I first started my business. I used to use like headphones with the cord. I used to try to run them through my shirt, and they used to always get caught on stuff, end up breaking. So I got annoyed and I said, this is like, you know, I think I was using Bluetooth headphones before other people really got into it, but I was like, it got to be a headphone without a cord. So then I started using like the wrap around the headphones and stuff like that. Those weren't really comfortable. Plus, they didn't have a lot of soundproofing. You know, I'm working around lawnmowers and trimmers, so I could barely hear my music. So, I think in 2014, I had got some Philips headphones, which had a smaller cup in it. You see the cup for these headphones? Had a smaller cup on it, and they worked a little bit better. So in about 2017, that's when I got these skull candies. 2017, 18, something like that. I paid $100 for these. A lot of people always ask me what kind of headphones these are, and like I said, as you can see, they've been through the ringer. All the leather that was on the ear cushion has come off. They still work great, but the thing was, I think it's a combination of my mower getting older. My mower is an older mower. It was 2016, and I think the engine's getting louder. It still runs good and everything, but the engine's louder. And I think maybe because the cushion on these are wearing out, it's not as soundproof. And these weren't really made to be soundproof anyway. They were made for music quality, so they get loud, they got good bass and whatnot. So that's what I was kind of hoping for. I was kind of hoping for that if I got some good headphones with some good sound quality, it would kind of drown out the mower, which worked at first, but as I said, I think the mowers just got louder and these have gotten a little worn out. So years ago, I had looked at some 3M headphones, and these 3M headphones, it was like, I think it was the first version of WorkTunes. I don't even think they was called WorkTunes at the time. They had like a mic that came down on the side and had an antenna because you had radio. And so, but they was like $400 at the time. So I wasn't paying that. So I didn't even realize that they had came out with new, cheaper version of those 3M headphones until I think I was watching a live, and Craftsman or somebody was on the live, and he had them on, and he was literally riding on his mower while talking on the live. So, but I looked it up, they have 4 different versions, and they price everywhere from $45 up to like $70. These are the $70 ones. And so I assumed that all of them did the same thing. The ones he had were the gray ones with the antenna. If you look them up, WorkTunes 3M headphones. So these don't have that talking on, being able to talk around loud noises. I don't know why. These are the more expensive ones, and I assume that they would have that capability. The reason I got these was because of the cushion. I don't know if you can see this, but on the inside it has a gel cushion, and I knew I was going to be wearing these for a long time, so I said I want to get the most comfortable ones, because I figured for this, because of it to be soundproof, they gotta be pretty tight. So like I said, my first impressions, like I went outside, I called my wife, and on the phone by my mower, and the she was like, it's loud. So basically, you can't really talk on the mower with them like I thought you could. Maybe it's just a different version. Like I said, the ones Craftsman had was probably like $20 cheaper. But it had the antenna on it. See, the reason I don't want it because it had the antenna on it, and I knew when it's the whole reason I have hoodies is because when the sun's out in the middle of the summer, I put my hood on and I'm riding and cutting like this. So I knew the ones with the antenna, it would be hard for me to put my hood on or whatever. So I got these because of the gel. Now, like I said, the sound quality on these are awesome. It's just, it doesn't have soundproofing. These, like, once I put them on, like, immediately sound, I won't say it goes completely away, but goes down to about 20%. You know what I mean? If the sound was on a scale of 100%, it goes down to 20%. And then the volume of it doesn't go up that loud in it. I can make calls on it still, but the volume of the music, the volume of the calls doesn't go up super loud. But I'm hoping with the combination of the soundproofing that, if you can't hear anything on the outside, then you don't need it to be loud. So I'm testing these out for the first time today. It only has one button on it. There's one button. You use that button to cut it on, cut it off, answer a call, hang up a call. If you want to pause music or podcast, you press it once. And if you want to skip a song, press it twice. You want to go back, you press it 3 times. So those are the settings. So can't wait to give these a try. Like I said, I got to the point where these, I couldn't even hear a podcast. So, the mower was too loud. All I could do was really listen to music, and then I could barely hear the music. So give these a try today. Hopefully they work out great. Like I was saying, when I first started, I was watching people on YouTube and I seen what kind of mowers they got. Oh, they got this 60-inch mower that would be so nice to have. I got a couple of yards that would be perfect for. I could get it cut faster and whatnot. Because at the time I had the Toro Mustang 42. And I ended up getting the Gravely 52-inch, which was perfect for me, bro. It fits in a lot of gates around in my area. Some gates it don't, and those gates it doesn't fit in, my 36 will probably fit in. And if it's something smaller than that, I can't cut it. Cause it's my business. Type it in the comments again. My business. I choose what I want to do. It's not selfish, people. You gotta remember, you gotta set your setup for the best setup for your area and the best setup to benefit you. What I mean by that, and that's why I'm talking about this mower, is that just because you see somebody online with a Toro 60-inch or a Gravely 60-inch doesn't mean you need to get a 60-inch. What's the average size of the gates in your area? What's the average size of the gates on your properties? Figure that out and then pick your deck size. My 52-inch, yeah, well, I'm losing 8 inches. It would be nice to have that little extra 8 inches, but shoot, I still get the job done very quickly. And so when choosing a mower, it's not necessarily the most important thing is the brand, but more so the deck size. And then also another key when you're picking your mowers, the one thing that I did, I have a Toro Walk Behind and I have a Gravely 0-turn, but they both have Kawasaki engines. I spent extra money. Like I had already had my walk behind with a Kawasaki engine. Wasn't really picking that. But then when I went to get my Gravely, I had a choice between getting a Kohler engine or paying the extra money to get a Kawasaki. And the reason I did that, both of them take all the same parts. They take the same air filter, same oil filter, same type of oil. So it's easier for me to order everything because everything takes the same thing. And even today, not today, but this season, my Gravely wouldn't start. And so I'm sitting there, it's like, all right, what, got gas in it? You know, what's wrong with it? Why I want to start? Because I had just started it. So I said, it's probably the spark plugs. So I said, let me take the spark plugs out the walk behind and see if they're the same ones for the Gravely. Because I said the spark plugs in the walk behind, even though they're 2016 mowers, both of them, the spark plugs in the walk behind probably aren't as old as the Gravely. So I took them out, put them in there on site, and boom, started right up. So I'm like, that's another benefit, you know what I mean? Changeable parts. I love those two mowers, bro. Those two mowers fit my business perfectly. So I say all that to say, you know, choose your your mowers for your area. I know Gravely, when I used to work with Gravely as an ambassador, they were telling me like the compact mower is mostly sold in Texas. Like out of all states, Texas buys the most compact mowers, and that's because they have a lot of small gates. So that's why it's so popular there. What else we gotta talk about? Oh, well, let me go back and say this. Commercial versus residential. With blowers, as you already saw, I told y'all when I first started getting into the handheld blowers and started trying to buy a new one, I tried Boland's, I tried Troy Bilt. Both of those are residential brands. Both of those, then they conked out. Then I had to fork up the extra money, get that Husqvarna, and that handheld blower has been clutch for me. Haven't had any problems with it. And so, yeah. Of course, with mowers, I was blessed. I got a Gravely, and not Gravely. I got a Troy Bilt first, and that thing was clutch for me. I wore it out now, but it's over 500 hours. 500 commercial hours. And I think it might be dead. Like, after that video weeks ago, I have not touched that thing. It's been sitting right there in my yard. One day when I feel like it, I'm going to dig into it to see if what's wrong with it or if it could be fixed or whatever. But blowers, I think you need to go commercial. Mowers, depending on where you are in your business, man. If you don't have the money to spend $6,000 plus on a mower, it's okay to start off with a residential brand. You know, I done seen some nice Cub Cadet, and Cub Cadet makes commercial brand, but they've been known for like residential, but they starting to make some commercial grade equipment. And most of these big companies, Toro, Gravely, they have residential versions of their equipment, zero turns and stuff like that. So you still can get a cheaper residential price mower with that same brand name on it, Toro or Gravely. Alright, but we're gonna switch off, do another quick video, Got some new boots. I'm gonna talk about my experience with the Cujo X1s and the new boots I got. Yes, sir. Alright people, so here are my boots. These I bought both of these boots in the last year, and I paid a lot of money for them. I've always bought, I call them the Walmart specials, and they're about $40–50 boots. When I first started out, I ranged in price with boots. You know, I think I went as high as like $90. I bought some for $80, $70, $60, but I never really went over $100. I really didn't see the value of buying boots over $100. I would just buy 2 Walmart specials for $40–50 a year and leave it at that. You know, I'm spending about $100 on boots. But from the research I found is that, you know, good boots will last you for years, you know. And I guess, you know, I do a lot of walking, and so I like to have a boot with like a hiking boot. You know, that's what I had at first. But then I switched to like a tactical boot because I like to have ankle support on my boot. So I'm gonna talk about the X1. These are the X1s from Cujo, coming in at about $175. What I will say is, when I first got them, they were very heavy. They have a composite toe, which is like a steel toe, but I don't think it's steel. It's just, you know, that's why they call it composite. This is a cheaper steel toe protection. What I would say about these boots, one, they are very nicely made, and I think the weight of it comes from the sole. The sole is thick and the sole is heavy, and I noticed, like, when I was buying the cheaper Walmart boots, one of the things about them that would mess up first would be the sole will start to deteriorate. And I think that's where the more expensive boots put their money into, is the sole, making that rubber more dense so it won't deteriorate as fast. And I noticed with the Walmart boots, another area where it would mess up quickly is the connection between the sole and the shoe. You know, once those two things go, the boots can start falling apart. These haven't started doing any of that. As you see, I wore them for almost a year. As you see, the sole is still like brand new, good intact. It's not really coming apart at the sole here. When I first got them, if you see these hooks on the side where you hook your shoestring, one of those hooks came out. And this is not the one, it's on the other boot. And so I had to, the whole little hook came off, so I put a rivet in there, and that was after 2 weeks. But in their defense, these were like the first batch, you know what I mean? And they was rushing to get them out. I think they were supposed to come out in May of last year, and then because of the pandemic, it got pushed back to like June, so I didn't get it till June. So I wore them from June until probably like a couple months ago. And so, like I said, after wearing it, I'm gonna say that they weren't the most comfortable thing. And the reason I say that is, I think it wasn't comfortable for lawn care, for me. I think they had the other one, the low top, is a lawn shoe, and that was made for lawn care. It's like a tennis shoe, it's like for walking. So I think that's what they call it, the lawn shoe. I think they call these the X1s. Don't mark my words, but I think they call these the X1s because they were more designing it as an all-around work boot. Now, if I was in a construction or hardscape, something where I didn't have to walk around a lot, these would be ideal. But just because they're so heavy, and then also I'm the type of person that, like, when I get through the day and my feet start to wear down, I like to bend my toes and stretch my toes within my shoes. I can't really do that because this composite toe is so tough. It doesn't really allow me to move my toes around, and maybe that's just a peeve of mine. But yeah, so I really don't care about the composite toe. And like I said, maybe if I was in construction or hardscape where something might more than likely fall on my toe, then I would more so care about the composite toe. But I don't really care about that. But the quality of it is excellent. As you see, I'm not getting rid of these no time soon. They'll probably be my backup boots. Right now I'm using these. These, I got a gift card or something from Red Wings for Christmas for $140, and I went there and I saw these for $180. So they're around the same price point as these, but the difference is they have a zipper on it, which this zipper is actually stuck. I can't unzip it. It like came apart right there, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Always something. But yeah, off top, these don't have the composite toe. So like I said, my toes are a little bit more comfortable in it. They're lighter, but they still have a good sole. I could tell it's hard. Another thing is, like I said, I like the hiking style boots because I like the traction on the bottom. I think these have a little bit better traction. These are more smoother. Like I said, these are more, I feel like a construction boot where you get that good solid flat surface. You're good with these. These are more off the terrain type tactical boots. Like I said, I've worn for a couple of months and they seem to be working out well. So like I said, I used to only pay $80 for boots, maybe $50 on average. So now that I have these boots, I'm hoping they will last for at least 2 years. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna wear these. Hopefully they'll last for 2 years. If they don't, I'll be going back to at least like $100 boot. But it's just like with everything. When I first started off, I used to use the cheaper trimmers, and I had to upgrade to get a better quality trimmer so it would last me longer. And as you saw, my Echo lasted me clean 6-7 years. So hopefully these boots will do the same. Alright, so trimmers. We gotta go commercial. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this one. We gotta go commercial because when I first started off, I used to have toy belts, and I get one a year. Like I buy one, by next year it's breaking down. Then I start buying them on Craigslist. Have it for a year, break down. Like, man, maybe I just need to spend some more money and get a commercial one. So I went, spent more money, and got a Echo. Best decision I ever made, 2014. And like I said, that 2014 lasted with no hiccups, no problems until this year, 2021, where I had to buy a new version of that Echo. And the one I have still probably can be fixed. I'm gonna drop it off at the shop while I'm cutting this summer. Let them take their time to get it a comb over and look at it. But yeah, that's something else. You have to go commercial. So think blower commercial, trimmer commercial, mower depending on where you're at on your business. You can get away with residential. Just make sure the blade's sharp. That's the most important thing. What else we got? What else is there? chainsaws, you can get away. It depends on how much chainsaw work you're doing. Now, if you're doing tree work, cutting down trees, you got to get those big bad boys. Steel, Husqvarna, Echo got a good chainsaw. You got to get one of those commercial ones. But for me, what I'm doing, I cut down bushes every once in a while. So I don't really need a commercial chainsaw. When I first started, I had a plug-in, an electric plug-in chainsaw. Cause I used to just trim branches here and there and whatnot. I think I got it from my parents. I never gave it back. That's messed up. But what else we got? Blowers? I don't know. Push mower. You get away with a residence push mower because it depends on how your setup is. See, my setup is that I try to do as much as I can with my Gravely. My Gravely is my workhorse. So if I don't have to get off my Gravely to cut grass, then that's the plus. Sometimes I gotta get off, do the walk behind, small gate or something like that. But I'm gonna stay on that Gravely as much as possible. Yeah, so vehicles, you can do anything with that toes. Really. I had the Astro Man. I met somebody the other day. He had a 90s Ford van, I think, and it got the job done. It was a V8 engine, so you know it can tow. But the benefit of having a van, it's like a mobile shop. Like you keep so much stuff in the back of that van. So that's another option when thinking about starting your setup. But most important, think about what's going to be best for you and your setup. You get what I'm saying? So hope this helps. I didn't want to make it too long, but thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, stay tuned. Yes, sir.